Well, we are right now in North Mexico, right North Mexico, in the north of the Tamaulipas state from Mexico, which is one of the best states for outdoors and hunting and fishing. It's a really rich state in wildlife in general. Well, Sirius Outdoors started out as a dream. Like we were we are a team of a lawyer and an engineer that had a passion for the outdoors, and we just decided to drop all that we were doing in that moment to start something more related to what we love. And we just decided to found and started a company of guiding and getting a network for people to kind of to make them experience what we love. It was mainly founded as a cattle ranch. All this area where we are at, it's a thick brush with good protein valued uh, plants and bush that helps a lot the deer to grow taller. So what we have here in this part of the ranch is the biggest subspecies of Mexican whitetails, called the Mexican Texanus whitetail deer. It develops that big because of all the protein and all the quality in the food they have right now. We have in this ranch a lot of water sources, because for the cattle and also for the wildlife. And well, it's like the golden triangle for whitetails here in Mexico.
We care a lot about this ranch because we've been here from a long time ago now, and we've been watching all the things that happened between those years. So we've been managing this herd. Well, we've been managing this herd of deer for 5 years now in a proper way, I'd say. And we've been taking care of the deer, feeding year round, calling animals, uh, keep trying to keep the genetics that we would like to shoot, and we want to do it that way because we want our clients to shoot a really nice buck. It's not always about the antler size, but it's always about a mature buck for me. The most important thing of the gun that you're using in that specific hunting trip is that you feel comfortable with it. I mean, you gotta know the rifle you're shooting, you gotta know the bow that you're shooting. So that's the most important thing to me. Because if you're not comfortable with it, you're probably gonna make a bad shot, and that's not the way you want to do it. You gotta make it the best and quickest and the more ethical shot to take an animal's life. It's a matter of respect.
Jay saw that bobcat right away. I was looking a whole different direction. He saw that bobcat, and as soon as I saw him, I knew he was a big bobcat. He was maybe probably 100 yards away, and we got just a glimpse of him. He walked through the sendero and just got to the prickly pearl, the cactus. He just walked in the cactus, and he vanished from our view. And but we knew he was out there. So as soon as we knew he was out there, we just waited a little bit. We saw him cross through an opening inside the bush, and then we decided to make a mouth call for him to see if we could attract him. And yep, we did. He gave us just a clearing, looking straight forward to us, and Jay made a perfect shot right in the chest, complete pass through, and the bobcat was down there at 60 yards most. Beautiful shot. And then we had a big surprise when we walked to that bobcat. That was the biggest bobcat I've seen in this property so far, for sure. It was a big, big bobcat, beautiful, beautiful fur, and I'm really happy he got to be the guy that has the biggest bobcat in this property so far. Well, about the hunt we had this morning, uh, I was really fortunate to hunt with you. I've had a wonderful time. I've learned a lot from Jay. Uh, he's like he's a different type of hunter for sure. And well, of course, we're late in the rut. It's hard to see deer movement. We've been a little bit frustrated because we've seen really nice deer, a couple of really nice young bucks, some future trophies, but we couldn't get the big guys out there, and we were getting a little bit frustrated. We were running out of time. As hunters, what we want to do is take the older deer, the older elk, the older bison, the older any species you see. It's the animal that is on a post-reproductive cycle that that is not helping the herd anymore, that is not helping the environment anymore. So that's part of a job that we have as hunters, to be helping the herd to be better, and that's what we do over here. And today, this morning, we had a nice stock in the blind. Like we saw a really we saw a lot of bucks. We saw around 8 to 7 different bucks, younger deer, and then out of the nowhere, big mature buck comes out, and it was completely evident that that was the main buck of that area. That was the dominant buck there, because you could see he was always with the does, and nobody would go around him. You just know by the body size, by the the gestures he do. He's a older buck, so he was a beautiful deer, 8 point frame, broken eyebrows, eye guards, and we just had a complicated moment to decide whether to shoot that buck or not. We know he was a shooter. He was definitely a shooter, age wise. Maybe antler wise, we can get better deer than that. But just the thing about deer hunting is that you don't shoot only the trophy you see, you don't shoot only antlers. It's the feeling you get when you see a deer like that, when you see a deer that it's mature, that is ready to go, that you like mostly, that you know like the difference of the size of the deer compared to the other ones, and then you know that's a buck that you can shoot, that's a trophy for you. At the end of the day, as I told Jay at the blind, the trophy is the deer that you like. You don't have to judge by a measuring tape. You don't have to judge about the size antlers. You just got to judge about being mature and being something that gets your heart going. As soon as your heart starts pumping and you see a deer by through the scope or through the binos or whatever, and it gets you going, that's the trophy you want to take, because that's your trophy. And you're gonna think of that animal while you're looking at the scope or the binos. You're gonna think of that animal hanging on your wall and remembering all the time you had, all the moments you lived in that hunt. Whenever you see any animal, any trophy you shoot in any ranch or any species, the good thing about it is that if you're proud with it, the moment you see it, you will remember every single thing that happened in that hunt. Who were you with? What did you eat? If you had fun, if you had a bad time, if the weather was bad, if the truck broke like today, or if the light goes off or whatever, you'll remember every single detail just by looking at that deer mounted in your house. And that's, for me, that's what a trophy is. It's not antlers, it's not points, it's not measuring, it's the memories that you have for that deer, and that it's a mature deer, a beautiful deer that you want to take, and that your heart gets going. That's what for me is a trophy deer.